What's going on, everybody? Josh Engleman for Awesemo.com, and I am back with my NBA DFS contenders on FanDuel for Wednesday, May 12th. Now be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when this and all of our other content goes live. Follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman so you can get updates to these sim results as we get closer to lock. And finally, let me know in the comments section who is your favorite and least favorite of my contenders for today's slate. We are rounding out the bottom of my top 10 with Marcus Smart, Davis Bertans, Kyle Kuzma, DeJounte Murray, and Talen Horton-Tucker on the outside looking in. Who will be my favorites? My top 5 plays for today? It's time to find out. First up at number 5, we're going to the shooting guard spot, and we're grabbing DeMar Derozan. He's 7,900, projected for 42. The goal's 48.5, and he is in the optimal lineup 29% of the time. Spurs need one additional win to clinch their spot in the play-in. I've got DeRozan in for 35 minutes, 1.2 fantasy points per minute in a really nice matchup against the Brooklyn Nets. 28% usage, 23.5 real points, 7.5 assists, 4.5 boards. That's a pretty decent stat line. Brooklyn defense, not very good whatsoever. This should be a spot where DeRozan can thrive, and I actually think that he's a little bit underpriced for this spot. So we're seeing him at a shooting guard spot that has become, as of late, significantly harder to fill than it used to be. I really like getting to DeRozan here at a sub 8K price tag. Next up at number 4, we're paying up here. We're going to the point guard spot and grabbing Luka Doncic. He's 10,400, projected for 52. The goal's 58.5, and he is in the optimal lineup 31% of the time. Taking on the Pelicans, it's an excellent matchup. No Zion, likely no Brandon Ingram, probably no Steven Adams. It's a pace-up spot against the Pels. They gain 2 possessions over their average. I'm only giving Luka 34 minutes, but in theory, he could play 36. 1.54 fantasy points per minute with 36% usage. It's bonkers. 29, 9, and 8 as the baseline. The points are there. I think there'll be enough value to have no problem getting to Luka, but paying up at point guard today is what I'm looking to do. Like I said, paying up at point guard is what I'm looking to do. Russell Westbrook is the number 3 contender. He is 12,600, projected for 60.5. The goal is 67, and he is in the optimal lineup 31% of the time. I've got him in for 40 minutes, 1.5 fantasy points per minute with no Bradley Beal on the floor. It is a slight pace down spot against Atlanta, and the Hawks defense is solid enough. We just saw this game. I'm not worried about it whatsoever. You expect the triple-double because at 35% usage, I've got Russell Westbrook projected for 28 points, 12 rebounds if we round up, and 11.5 assists, plus 2 stocks, mostly in the steals department. I don't mind that his price is 12.6. I see him and Luka relatively similar based on their salaries, so like a point per dollar basis. I think they're pretty comparable. Depending on if you have the salary or not, pay up to Russ. If you don't, pay down to Luka. Or there could just be another point guard that you could pair with either one of these guys that looks fantastic. But before we get to that point guard, we're taking a giant step up in tier. We're moving to the power forward spot, and we're grabbing Jayson Tatum. He's 9,500. I've got him projected for 51.5. The goal's 55. He's in the optimal lineup 45% of the time. Look at that. We are very different place now from Russ. I got him in for 38 minutes. 1.36 fantasy points per minute because we know there's no Jaylen Brown, but I'm also expecting to see no Kemba Walker. The problem here is the Celtics are essentially locked into the 7 seed and don't really have the ability to go any other direction. They are 99% right now to be the 7 seed. So they could take it easy. But if they don't, Jayson Tatum gets a massive usage bump when those guys are off the floor. I've got him in for 35% usage, which is 32 real points, 7.5 boards, and 5 assists, plus 2 stocks. Now, it's a pace down spot against Cleveland, but Cleveland's bad. Jayson Tatum should wreck this Cavs team. The hope is that it can stay close enough that Jayson Tatum does play the full allotment of minutes. But even at 34, he's a top 10 guy on this slate. No Kemba Walker, probably. Definitely no Jaylen Brown. This is Jayson Tatum's team. Now, before we get to that number 1 contender, one last reminder. Please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Then, twitter.com/Josh Engleman. Click that follow button. It's the only place you'll get the updates to my sim results as we get closer to lock. Finally, let me know in the comment section your favorite contender, your least favorite contender, and the contender that you think should be on this list that you did not see. And finally, the number one contender on this list, the third point guard in my top four. That's $8,500 Trae Young, projected for 47.5. The goal is 51, and he is in the optimal lineup 48% of the time. I've got him in for 35 minutes, 1.36 fantasy points per minute in the biggest pace up spot you can find. The Atlanta Hawks gained 5.6 possessions over their average by facing the Washington Wizards. That's like an extra 3 points for Trae Young. 33% usage, 28 real points, and 10 assists. So we're projecting a high-end double-double, plus 4 boards. If he falls into a steal or two, even better. But you're taking Trae Young because, one, he's massively underpriced in comparison to his DraftKings price. For $8,500, that is some value on a day like today. On just a 6-gamer in this matchup, no-brainer. He'll be here all day. Trae Young, the number one contender for today. Alrighty, folks, that will do it. Those are my NBA DFS contenders on FanDuel for Wednesday, May 12th. Process show is in the books. Go watch that. Strategy show at 10 a.m. with Laffy, and you'll find the DraftKings version of this video around here somewhere. I will be on live before lock tonight with Greg Ehrenberg, so tune in there from 6 to 7, and then we'll be back again tomorrow morning with another edition of the Contenders. Good luck tonight, everybody.